What happened to Black Ops 4, and how the heck did it go from being called the savior of Call of Duty by so many different people to having one of the worst PR backlashes before the game had even been released? Well, it has everything to do with information and marketing. Let's go back to March 8th. The very first teaser for Black Ops 4 has come out, and with it, a ton of hype and speculation. But not that much later after that, leaks start to spread about the game, from Jason Blundell leaving Treyarch, multiplayer being very similar to Overwatch, and all the way to there not being a campaign inside the game. Some proving to be true and others not so much. At this point, even before the game has been shown to us, Black Ops 4 has been receiving a good amount of heat. But this wouldn't last for long, because the reveal was just around the corner. And at the reveal, we learned a ton about multiplayer, just how it would work, how it looks. We even saw gameplay of it, and we also got a ton of information about zombies and the 3 maps it will be launching with, and a couple other things that were also mentioned about the mode. And not to mention, there was also a teaser for this new Blackout mode coming to Black Ops 4, kind of taking the place of the campaign. And with all this new information, the hype for Black Ops 4 has returned, and it was actually a pretty crazy time. And many people had start to show gameplay on their channels of just them playing the game, or at least people that were invited to the reveal event. And on top of that, there were even more people talking / speculating about the game and so many different things about it, ranging from the Battle Royale mode inside Blackout to zombies to even multiplayer. So many people were hyped about the game and wanted to learn even more, so we looked forward to the next time we may see some more information about Black Ops 4, and all our eyes turned towards E3. But as many of us know, this is not what actually happened, and it went very differently in reality. Not only did we not learn any new information about multiplayer zombies or even Blackout at the E3 press conferences, but to take its place was a tweet from Activision, and it had new information about something called a Black Ops Pass. And this was the worst thing they could have done at the worst time, because not only were there rumors that Black Ops 4 wouldn't even feature paid DLC for multiplayer, but there were many other publishers' games at the E3 conferences, namely Battlefield 5, announcing that their games would not feature any sort of pass or even, in some cases, loot boxes. And this was a huge blow to Black Ops 4, and just like that, the hate was all back, and it stayed this way for weeks and weeks and weeks, even till this day. And with the lack of response or new information about the game, smaller problems started to be brought up again, and with many people still having a negative view on the game because of the Black Ops Pass, the smaller problems started to flourish alongside the bigger ones. And this is the reason why I say Black Ops 4 is seen in such a negative way right now, because of information and marketing. Just look at the first wave of hate and how it happened and why it disappeared for so long. We knew nothing of the game, and the only information we had to rely on were the leaks, which were all negative. But then the game reveal came out, and so much positivity came out of it because of all the positive information, and of course because of all this positive information, there was so much hype that came alongside it. But then the second time, when we were expecting so much more information at E3, not only did we not see any new information or hear any new information, but instead we got served the Black Ops Pass, and as we all know, this is seen in a very negative light by so many people, including myself. And it's pretty clear to see why this game currently, and probably for a while now, is going to be continued to be seen in such a negative way. It's just how they are releasing information, and of course this is all relating to marketing, because one way to deal with bad PR is always to release good information about your games for people could talk about that instead. But instead they are staying silent right now, and they're not even addressing the Black Ops Pass in a proper way, or are they even releasing good information about it. The only thing we really got in the past, well, I guess ever since the reveal, was the announcement of Classified. But the problem is, not only do we almost know nothing about Classified, but this isn't good enough for so many people that play Call of Duty. So many people that play Call of Duty do not really see zombies as the main reason they play Call of Duty, and this is why you see a big split in how people see Black Ops 4. In the zombies community, you see so many people still hyped for the game, but in the multiplayer community, so many people are really disgusted with the game, because at the exact same time, in the exact same tweet from Activision, one side actually got served a 4th bonus map at launch, and the other side got served paid DLC, which a lot of people would argue is an old-fashioned monetization model. And of course, the Black Ops Pass is a major reason why Black Ops 4 is seen in such a negative way, but it's also how they're dealing with the marketing right now, because again, all they could do to just kind of hide away this Black Ops Pass thing is one of two things, and I would highly recommend the first one, and of course, that is just fixing up the Black Ops Pass. And they don't have to entirely get rid of it, even though a lot of people would want that to happen, but they could do so many different things with it. They could give you early access to the DLC multiplayer maps instead of giving you them because you paid for it. Just early access or something like that, or of course just make it a zombies only season pass and lower down the price to, instead of $50 or $40, make it $30, where it could just be more acceptable by a 2018 standards. And there's so many ways you can fix the Black Ops Pass for it to be more acceptable by the consumers, but instead they stay silent about it and they are not mentioning this. And whether they have plans to change up the Black Ops Pass or not, they really have to do something. And if they are planning to change up the Black Ops Pass, they need to announce something fast to change this whole mentality and negativity around the game. Or if they don't plan to change the Black Ops Pass, then they need to start releasing new information about everything about the game, zombies, multiplayer, and especially Blackout. Blackout has been marketed to a minimal and has only been mentioned in one teaser at the reveal, and ever since then we have zero information about this, and we're just sitting here with the most recent information we have, and of course that's none other than the Black Ops Pass, which it's already been almost a month, and that if that's still the only piece of information that we have about the game, of course it's going to stay negative, because that's the most recent taste we had in our mouth, and that taste is going to stay there till we taste something else. And of course that hasn't been the case, and we're continuing just to leave that aftertaste of the Black Ops Pass in our mouth, and this just breeds negativity to exist inside the game. And this is just something that is just a marketing disaster, and I do not understand what exactly the people at Activision or even Treyarch are thinking right now. It is really hurting their game. All this bad PR might actually kill the game before it actually comes out. And as someone who really does like Call of Duty and is actually looking forward to the Black Ops 4, even though I'm not a fan of the Black Ops Pass, it still would really suck to see this game fail, because that would mean that Call of Duty has not exactly been a real popular, solid game ever since Black Ops 3, and that would already be 3 years from now, and that's just something I don't want to see as a Call of Duty fan. But it's entirely up to Activision and Treyarch to fix this mess, and if they don't, it's going to be their own fault why Black Ops 4 won't be as successful as it possibly can, and it's just going to be negative for really anybody who's involved except the Call of Duty haters. But anyways, that's about it for me. Tell me what you guys think about this whole thing. Do you guys agree with me that this is just a marketing disaster that's going on here, that Activision and Treyarch just need to fix as soon as possible, or do you think it's just some other reason that I'm not mentioning here? But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. And also I mentioned share there, because if you guys do agree with something that is said inside a YouTube video, then sharing is probably the best way to spread that message, because it's just, there's no really other way. I don't know what I was going to say there, but there's really no other way to spread a message unless you are sharing it, because if you don't do that, then the message will just probably stay in one place and we just won't see it anywhere else. But anyways, that's about it for me, and of course I'll probably catch you guys in the next stream or video.